Congratulations on this. I got to see the first couple yesterday.
Did you?
Yes. And it's fantastic because it paints with so many different colours across the London locations and the Columbia locations, but also the emotional colour as well. So what was it like taking the story, which has obviously been created specifically for this, and painting it the way you have?
I think, it sounds really simple, but you just respond to the material. You just write, you read this, I read the script and I felt very strongly that this was a story of a man who hadn't dealt with his past. And so that was my starting point. I'm like, I really want to, and along with Tom, we worked on that and just delve into why hasn't he? And what's he doing? And as you've seen the first episode, that's a man who is, he's trying as hard as he can to keep the lid on the pan, but it's really difficult. So the way to approach it is really as simple as that. It's what am I attracted to? Why do I want to make it? Why am I compelled to tell this story? And I'm compelled solely really because of character. And for me, all the characters in the show are having in some way an identity crisis. They're figuring out who they are. They're figuring out who they are on every level, and it's through the relationships that they do or don't do that. You've only seen 2, so I can't tell you. Yeah. But that's what drove me to want to tell it, and then that sort of informs every decision really in the way in which it's told.
And there is so much depth to these characters.
There is.
It's fabulous to see, because it is not one of these simple ones where you've got the good guys and the bad guys. Which I love. I mean, I was a massive fan of the original Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy when that came out. Incredible. Which is, who wasn't? That and oh yeah. I mean, what Alec Guinness could convey with just cleaning his glasses was just amazing. So how do you take the texture of that from John le Carré and bring that up to date for modern audiences who see things differently and have somewhat different demands? I think his themes are universal, actually. I think that you can make any of his works today, and it's just about access to characters. It's just about, and so much of it's in the hand of the great actors. When you're talking about the performances feeling really layered, that's the actors really delving, and I think there might be a filmmaking style that's different to when that work was originally made, which was slightly more reserved, which was slightly more curt. And nowadays we can play in a world that feels a little bit more visceral, that feels a bit more immediate, where you sit with characters in a way that is much more subjective. And I think it's that. I feel like there's a tonal shift in filmmaking rather than necessarily the tone of the work. Because I would argue that le Carré is timeless. I think he is timeless. I think he's, you think about him in 1950, you think about him in 2050, and it will resonate in the same way because the themes are so universal. They so ultimately are about family and belonging. Amongst all of the great espionage and all the great genre, really at the core of it, what makes it really, really, really compelling is that it's about fathers and sons. And just lastly, some of the circumstances and the situations in this are probably even further away from people's everyday experience than sci-fi or Jurassic Park or things like that. But the responses...
Maybe not Jurassic Park.
Just add a few dinosaurs into Columbia maybe. But the responses are so authentic that's what helps pull the audiences in. So how do you go about letting the actors do it and capturing it on camera?
I'm really glad you felt that way from seeing it, because that's what I was trying to achieve. Because I think whatever genre you're in, however fantastical, however far from the audience's life it is, it has to be relatable. It's got to be empathic. You have to see characters make decisions that you understand. And the complexity of those decisions, I think work that's very black and white just doesn't ever work. What's exciting is living in the shades of grey. So really it's about just letting the actors be really, really free with the characters to dig in, to work, to really figure out who these people are. And don't just play, it's not about playing the lines, it's about playing what the characters are not saying. That's the golden rule.
Well, congratulations on this. Thank you so much.
Great to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey you guys!